If loving these canceled shows is wrong, I don't want to be right. Hey guys, it's Phoebe. Welcome to Watch Mojo. Today we're counting down our picks for another top 10 cartoons that were canceled for ridiculous reasons. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. We're highlighting more shows that ended due to behind-the-scenes circumstances, and not just bad ratings. If there's a cartoon that you think should have been on this list, check out our first video on the topic. Let's get right to it. Number 10. Mega Man. Back when the Blue Bomber was at the height of his popularity, Capcom greenlit a series that would follow his adventures.
You really got a charge out of that one.
While the show wasn't the most complex or visually impressive, it still brought in solid ratings. Despite its viewership numbers, the series was canceled after its second season. Lackluster toy sales and licensing issues were both blamed for Mega Man's sudden downfall. Considering that each episode reportedly had a budget of $300,000, Capcom probably didn't think the show was worth the financial risk. It's a shame that this campy yet fun Mega Man iteration couldn't get a second life.
So long, Mega Man.
Number 9. SWAT Kats, The Radical Squadron. On SWAT Kats, two humanoid cats fought crime with futuristic vehicles.
Seems pretty quiet.
While the premise is guilty of being way too 90s, it was also judged for its violence. The president of the show's producing company, Ted Turner, publicly stated that he disliked violent cartoons.
Spider missiles, now!
Since his statements were made in the early 90s, we can assume that he wasn't a fan of SWAT Kats' frequent weapon usage and property destruction. His stance would explain why the show didn't get the best time slot or a big marketing push during its final season. Although it had a short run, fans loved SWAT Kats enough to fund a successful Kickstarter for a potential revival.
So much for the SWAT Kats. Now, where was I?
Number 8. Transformers Animated. In a franchise with a ton of adaptations, Transformers Animated stood out. The show featured fan-favorite characters with remixed backstories.
Do you ever get the feeling you were programmed for something more than just repairing space bridges?
It also paid homage to the original series and even had a Weird Al voice cameo.
The Detroit Metro Police Department, we are here to help. Sounds good to me.
As the show hit its third season on Cartoon Network, Transformers' parent company Hasbro made a deal to help Discovery create programming. When Transformers Animated was canceled despite plans for a fourth season, fans assumed that Hasbro wanted to avoid having multiple Transformers shows on competing networks. While Hasbro eventually brought new Transformers cartoons to Cartoon Network, Transformers Animated remains a casualty of a big business deal.
It's our worst fear come to life.
Number 7. The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius. The rise and fall of Nickelodeon's Boy Genius was tied to the box office. Shortly after the first Jimmy Neutron movie became a box office smash, a full series premiered on Nick. While the show rode on a wave of critical success and awards, the show's main animation studio, DNA Productions, struggled. Although DNA Productions was able to finish work on 2006's Ant Bully, its box office failure made it impossible for the studio to recover.
Don't worry, I fixed all the bugs.
Without DNA Productions in its corner, Jimmy Neutron's ratings alone couldn't justify the cost of another season. Maybe if Ant Bully had performed better, we wouldn't have been subjected to the lackluster Planet Sheen spinoff. Number 6. Samurai Jack. Samurai Jack chronicled the story of a skilled swordsman who tries to get back to the past after being trapped in the future. After 4 seasons of slick animation and emotional narratives, production on the show suddenly stopped. Series creator Genndy Tartakovsky later stated his commitment to a new Star Wars show, and network changes didn't give his creative team enough time to wrap up Jack's tale. As a result, the show was placed on an indefinite hiatus for over a decade.
Get on with it, you blasted bag of bloated.
Dad, we can't hear!
It's brutally ironic that a show about time travel was nearly left unfinished because the creators didn't have enough time. Luckily, Samurai Jack received a touching finale just under 13 years later. Number 5. Gargoyles. 90s kids are still heartbroken over the cancellation of this dark cartoon. Gargoyles featured a group of winged creatures who secretly protected innocent lives.
We can't hide from the world, we must live in it. We must search for allies, kindred spirits.
The show's intricate storylines, literary allusions, and three-dimensional villains made it critically acclaimed and beloved by fans. Unfortunately, the winning formula suffered big changes after season 2. After ABC took over, Gargoyles was renamed, and several story aspects were drastically changed.
You would betray my trust, brother.
You are a fool to extend it.
The show also had to share a time slot with the smash hit Power Rangers. It didn't take long before Gargoyles was put to sleep. But if Jordan Peele gets his way, the Stone Warriors may awaken once more. Number 4. Pinky and the Brain. One word doomed Pinky and the Brain: Elmira. Pinky and the Brain were a duo of mice who spent each episode on a new plan for world domination.
Obviously, Pinky, you have no idea of the planning that goes into making my intricate, multi-layered stratagems.
Oh yes, I do, Brain. First you make a lot of tappy sounds on the computer, tap, tap, tap.
Their chemistry was so great that their adventures went from a short on Animaniacs to a full spin-off show. As the brilliantly funny cartoon reached its 4th season, network executives suggested that a third main character should be added to the show, and that's where Elmira came in.
So I made you a special present.
My stone?
I know how much you like it.
When the irritating and shrill character was added for the show's retooling, the ratings nosedived. Elmira's horrible introduction will hopefully remind executives not to mess with a good formula. Number 3. Kim Possible. Unlike other cancelled shows, Kim Possible got a satisfying ending. After 3 highly rated and well-regarded seasons, the series was scheduled to end with a TV movie. This was due to an unofficial Disney Channel rule that limited all its shows to 65 episodes, regardless of their performance.
That would be so cool if it wasn't the last thing we were ever gonna see.
While shows like That's So Raven broke that policy, great cartoons like Lilo and Stitch the series couldn't overcome the rule. When it came to Kim Possible, fans called and beeped Disney so relentlessly about a renewal that the channel greenlit a new season.
Have we been in this layer before?
They all start to look alike after a while.
While the creators were caught off guard, they ensured the last season was as great as the ones before it. Number 2. Family Guy. It's hard to believe that this comedy staple ever struggled to stay on the air.
Stay out of here. Hey, nobody better come in here. I'm the Griffin's house.
But after its well-received first season, the show was moved to the same time slot as the popular Frasier. When ratings dipped, executives moved Family Guy to the crowd-pleasing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire time slot. After ratings fell again, Fox canceled the show and brought it back a year later. Unfortunately for Family Guy fans, the revived show was placed in the same time slot as Survivor and the untouchable Friends.
Bazinga, Father. Assuming father is still the appropriate designation.
Fox's poor scheduling decisions basically guaranteed its cancellations. Luckily, DVD sales and reruns ensured that the Griffin family came back for more cutaway gags and chicken fights. Before we go off the air for overstaying our welcome, let's take a look at a few honorable mentions.
You are aware of my decision. Susan informed us of your request. However, we refuse to comply with it.
What?
Huh?
I left you standing for a reason, cousin.
So you can silence me too?
Foolish child.
Not quite. Now I saw it ending. Actually, Iron Man. Hey, long has the Crimson Dynamo waited for this. Okay, this is a problem.
Tech guns, fire.
It's great! It's called the Butter Diet!
Sorry, ladies.
Number 1. Star Wars: The Clone Wars. After the uneven Star Wars Episode 2 teased the Clone Wars, this animated spin-off fully dived into the conflict.
In an escape pod, sir? The enemy will fire at anything we launch.
Then launch all of them, you will.
The series gave us more time with popular characters like Yoda, Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Ahsoka Tano.
Get in the ship, now!
Can't you see they're retreating?
They're about to overrun you, Ahsoka.
By placing them in layered plots, we got more insight into their motivations and personalities. In 2013, fans were stunned when Lucasfilm announced the show was cancelled because they wanted a new direction in animated programming. However, Boba Fett voice actor Daniel Logan said that the cartoon was struck down because it was becoming too adult for its intended audience. Fortunately, audiences will get a chance to see if Logan was right when the series continues on Disney's new streaming service.
Your destiny will always be linked with ours, but you have your own path to follow.
Star Wars: The Clone Wars may have fared better in the era of adult animated comedies like Rick and Morty. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below, and check out these videos.